I'm going to show you 2 hamstring exercises that you can use with this ball. The first one will be the hip extension. It's what I want you to work towards doing 15 to 20 first before you move on to the next exercise that I'll show you in a bit. So the hip extension, you're going to come down, lie on your back, hands down on the floor, and you're going to press your heels through the ball with straight legs, come up, get the hips off the floor, squeeze the glutes, come back down to the floor, up again, and this is what the hip extension looks like. So be able to do 15 to 20 of these before moving on to the next variation. So if that variation is still just too difficult for you, feel free to grab something that's elevated like an ottoman, a bench, a step, and put your feet on that, because I do know that this requires a little stability, and if you're just not there yet, totally okay. So grab a bench if this is too challenging, what I just showed you. Next up, for a little progression, we're gonna do what I call the SHELC. It stands for supine hip extended leg curl. Here's what it looks like. Basically the same setup as the hip extension. Bring your hips up and just bring those feet in. Press with the heels and use those hamstrings to pull in that ball. I'm keeping my hips up the entire time, and I'm extending my legs all the way. Beyond that, you can even go to a single leg version. So let me show you what that looks like. Just one leg on the ball, come up, bring it in, and the other leg is just hanging out. With this one, and yet still, if you need a harder variation, I have these valve slides. You can also use furniture sliders. And now instead of the ball, I'm bringing it down to the floor, which will be harder. You can do your double leg variation here, or you can still do single leg.